All right, one final story for you in the show, and then make sure you are a member for our bonus episode today, because there was a disaster in Trump's border wall over the weekend that I want to share with you guys. Also, lots of other really fun and interesting stories to share with you. So become a member, click on that join button, or go to tyt.com/join. For now, though, let's talk about how a Senate candidate got a restaurant worker in trouble. A Republican Senate candidate from Ohio got a restaurant worker suspended after tweeting in support of this worker after she decided to show up to work while she was sick, and she was also maskless. So the name of the candidate is Josh Mandel. There he is in the photo. Let's also put up his tweet where he said that Inside the Five is a cool brewery started by 2 NFL vets, great food and spirited waitresses. Even though Brienne was sick today, she came to work because she knew they were short servers. So that's not a good thing. These are the type of American workers that make our country strong. By the way, we're talking about an individual who hasn't really taken coronavirus very seriously. In fact, he brags about the fact that he doesn't take it seriously. Here's a video of himself awkwardly burning a mask. There he is. What a cool guy. Don't hurt yourself. And I mean, throws it onto the ground and walks away. Luckily, no one got hurt, nothing caught on fire, but he's a clown. And if you look at his website, you get a little sense of what he is into. He's a huge culture warrior, pro-God, pro-gun, pro-Trump. So it's all there. And by the way, as a result of his actions in that tweet, the worker was sent home. She's been suspended. The brewery has deleted its Twitter and Facebook accounts because of the backlash of an ill worker showing up to work without a mask as well. And the brewery has been review bombed on Yelp and such, with people who are upset.
But now both sides are upset.
Yep.
Because once they put out the statement saying, oh, it's not our policy to have sick workers, and we told her to go home to take care of herself and make sure nobody gets sick, then conservatives lost it. And they were furious. They're like, how dare you not get us sick? We're a part of a death cult, don't you know? You respect the death cult. And Josh Mandel then got super mad at the restaurant, and he started tweeting against the restaurant. Now they're not letting sick workers sneeze all over your food. You might not die if you go there. What kind of a restaurant does this? These people are lunatics. Josh Mandel is also un-American. He's said a lot of insane things, but including that he said that Ilhan Omar should be deported. She's a member of Congress. She's an American citizen. Why would she be deported? Well, she's Muslim, so Josh Mandel doesn't like that. So he picks her as, oh, I don't agree with you, plus you're black and Muslim, so I'm gonna pretend you're un-American and I'm gonna try to deport you even though you're a US citizen, just like I am. They're both equal citizens.
I know, but of course.
But Josh Mandel doesn't think that because he's a racist, a bigot, right. And he's deeply un-American and hates equality, hates justice, and hates logic and facts. I mean, what a dumbass burning a mask in the middle of a pandemic. Oh yeah, black plague and the plague or black death. I don't care about that, man. Smear the plague all over yourself. I'm an idiot, Josh Mandel, running for Senate. By the way, it might work. He's running against JD Vance in the Republican primary, and what they're trying to do is outdumb one another.
Well, it's working.
Yeah, and so JD Vance made a mistake 5 years ago. He had some critical comments about Trump, which made sense. So, oh, you're losing the dumb off, JD. Yeah. You weren't dumb 5 years ago, and now, and Mandel keeps beating him up over there. You know, he was questioned the dear leader. I, on the other hand, will lick the dear leader's boots and everything else he offers up to me all day long because I don't have independent thought. And if I did, I'd be even more dangerous.
I know.
Josh Mandel for Senate.
Critical thinking for Republican candidates at this point is a liability. And honestly, I'm bored by it. Like, there's no shortage of lunatics to talk about on the right wing. What I do want to just quickly comment on is the culture of rewarding people for showing up sick to work. So the restaurant claims like, no, we tell our workers like don't show up if you're sick, it's awful. But my husband worked in the restaurant industry for a long time. And I remember when he was in bed, like bedridden, super sick, like couldn't even talk. And he's like, I gotta go to work, I gotta go to work. I called his manager because he couldn't even talk. and let her know he's not coming in. And I specifically remember her getting real salty with me, okay? So no, that culture of you're sick, show up to work, and then like getting rewarded for that, getting a pat on the back for that, resist that. As a worker, resist that. That's garbage. It's not good for you. It's not good for the people that you're working with. And it's certainly not good for the clientele or the customers if you're working in the service industry. So push back against that. That's nothing to be proud of.
So there's 2 extra layers of unacceptable here, because normally if you're sick, don't come into work because you're gonna get other people sick. That doesn't help the company, that doesn't help your coworkers, that doesn't help you, it doesn't help anyone. It's counterproductive and makes no sense. It's just this culture of greed where no, driving back to the mines, right?
Totally.
But now layer on top of that, she works with food. And even if forget COVID, in a normal sick situation, she can get you sick from the flu, everything else as she's handling your food. And layer on top of that COVID, this massive pandemic, and it's just a recipe for disaster. So that's why, of course, the Republican rushes in and goes, I love disaster, let's get everybody sick. And that's the current state of the Republican Party and capitalism. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.